supreme victory.
So it is Sunday night over here, and the Oscars just passed. The Oscars are over, and it was pretty much what you expected. Really boring. A lot of preachy stuff, comedy that wasn't so funny, and I don't know. It was weird that I even punished myself to watch the Oscars this time because I haven't watched the Oscars in years. The last time I really even paid attention at all was, I think back in like 2016. There was that whole thing. There was that hashtag like Oscars so white. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I think Kanye was a part of that. I think he was involved. Maybe not. He might have been, but there were some other people that were definitely involved with Oscars so white. And that was another thing. This was just an eye roller where I kind of explained why. Oh, one of the reasons why Oscars so white, why mostly white people win Oscars is because of where we live. We live in the United States, where it's predominantly white people, and so white people usually are, dominating the roles because there's more of them there. And I said something like along the lines as an example. Imagine having a hashtag like that in another country, like say Bollywood. Say there's like Bollywood, I'm sure they have some award shows, right? And what if you're like, oh, Oscar's so Indian or something like that. Oscar's so brown. Like, they'd probably be like scratching their heads like, what do you want us to do? Now, obviously, the United States is more of a melting pot, but the whole thing, it was so dumb that there was people that were trying to just make things more diverse, and so people weren't winning who actually deserved it. It was more of like, I'm going to give it to who we want to win for diverse purposes, and so the media gets off our back and everybody's happy and all that stuff, and it just kind of was just really cringy. But even before that, the last time I truly paid attention to the Oscars, I think was in 2014, and I think it was when Birdman took Best Picture, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I think that's who won it. And yeah, because I called it. I remember saying Birdman's going to take it, and then I tweeted out like a picture of Harvey Birdman, and then I think also Birdman, hip-hop Birdman, of the big timers. So I think there was that. And then I was also really bummed that I think, who was it? I think it was Sylvester Stallone. He didn't win like Best Supporting Actor, and that's who I wanted to win. I wanted Stallone to win. I thought he deserved it. I thought he was great in Creed. I think Stallone doesn't get a good rap. I think a lot of people just like to make fun of him because of the way he talks and everything. I get that. It's funny, but I think that he's a fantastic writer. I think he is a really good actor. Go watch Rocky Balboa, that 2006 one, when he's like old as dirt and he looks like clay and everything. And go listen to that little monologue he gives when he's giving that little speech to his brother. Not his brother. What the hell am I talking about? His son. He's talking to his son because his son's being a little bitch. And then he just kind of like slaps him up, figuratively. And then when he says that iconic line that is one of the best lines to me ever, when he says, "It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." And then he's like, "And that's how winning is done." And like it's such a passionate, like I so believe him. When he's saying that stuff, I get like chills. And I'm like, dude, that's a good actor. Not every role he's done was he like great in it, obviously. But he's done some stuff. He's had some heart-wrenching soliloquies, man. Like for real. So I think he doesn't get the respect he deserves. I think he's a legend in that field too, because people say he's like a legend as Rocky, and that's pretty much as far as it goes. But I think he's much more of a legend, just rounded out. Like he's obviously produced a lot of good things. He's written a lot of stuff. So I was pretty pissed off when he didn't win. I think he definitely deserved it. Especially, it was really his last chance, man. If you really want to just like respect the guy, and if you guys are torn between who you should choose, give it to him, man. It's not for diverse purposes. It's for just like fucking respect, man. So Oscars have always been kind of a shit show. So this year I didn't really care about who won and all this and this and that. The only thing I really cared about was Joker. I wanted to know if Joker was going to take anything, and Joker was not. He was striking out. The movie was striking out, and I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen because of all the press, everything that has happened, about the Joker. Oh, the Joker's problematic. The Joker's about it represents the incels. It represents the gamers and all of the people that were involved in Gamergate and all of that stuff. I'm sure you guys have heard that many times, and it was just very laughable and very sad, really. It was really sad because Joker is just a really good movie, right? And Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic. He's definitely one of my favorite actors. Gladiators it's hard for me to say. I usually say Gladiator is my favorite film. Shawshank Redemption is a close second. Sometimes I feel like they're interchangeable. But Gladiator is a fantastic, because you have like Russell Crowe. I really like Russell Crowe. If you haven't seen A Beautiful Mind, you're fucking up. A Beautiful Mind is a great movie. Absolutely fantastic. And then, so you have Russell Crowe. You have Joaquin Phoenix. You have Ridley Scott directing, which everybody knows Ridley Scott's a badass. And then you have Hans Zimmer on the score. And Hans Zimmer is... He's the best. He's GOAT. Like some people like to say John Williams. I disagree. John Williams has made some great stuff. Come on, don't even, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think Hans Zimmer has just too many instant classics. Too many. In Pirates, Gladiator, pretty much everything he touches, man. Inception is one of the best things. I think he was on Interstellar. He was on so many things, and time in Inception is used in so many motivational videos and so many things. It's probably racked up more views really than anything John Williams has made. And I'm not, so I guess I am throwing a little bit of shade at John Williams. I'm just saying Hans Zimmer is the GOAT for sure. And so Gladiator is a fantastic film. The only thing that you can take away from it is the same thing that everybody does in Ancient Anything, is that they just give them British accents. That's the only thing you can take away from it. That everybody just gets lazy. They're like, hey, this is based in Rome. Instead of giving them Italian type of Latin accents, let's just make them British. They do it in all of it. So that's why it kind of gets a pass. It does it in all of it. But I digress. The whole thing, so Joker, right? It's cool that Joaquin Phoenix won for Best Actor. You know, that was great. Good for him, because he deserves it, man. He's been in some great movies, man, and he clearly can act his ass off. So he's a little weird, but hey, whatever. And so some people were also turned off by him giving his little vegan activist speech. Some people were really turned off about that. Me, I don't really mind, because he's not the way, especially the way that he brings it up. He's not like shaming you, essentially. He's kind of just letting you know, well, this is what happens when you drink milk or something, for example. And he wants people to like move away from that. Now look, I don't really hate all that stuff. I really don't. It doesn't bother me in that sense. Obviously militant vegans, people that are really hostile. I ran into it one time because I remember, who was it? Lauren Shin. She made a video. If you guys don't know that, she's a YouTuber. She works with, I think it's The Blaze. I could be wrong. But, you know, conservative YouTuber. If people that don't know Lauren Shin, you can look her up. She did something about veganism or something like a couple years ago, and she got a lot of hate. And so I remember saying something and talking to some people. I had an interview with her. Like, we had a little bit of discussion. I think it was like 40 minutes, something on vegan hostility, where it's like, I don't really even mind vegan activism. I don't even think that like they're entirely, I think they do have a lot of an ethical argument, because a lot of the way that the farming and stuff happens, we've all seen the documentaries and stuff. We know how a lot of the conditions are terrible and stuff. We get that. So I don't remember exactly what all that stuff was about, but I just remember catching a little bit of heat for associating with her. And because I wasn't even like shitting on them, right? It wasn't like some other people I saw. It's like, hey, we're going to have a debate, and then someone's going to pull out a burger while I'm debating the vegan. Like, ha ha ha, you're really clever and edgy, bro. Wow. You know, so I've never done anything like that. My whole thing is like, I think that at a certain point, we're going to figure out things in the future. We're going to figure out the best way to do everything. Everything's going to be cool, I imagine, at a certain point. You know, so as long as you're not really just being a piece of shit, I don't care if you're going to say something. It's kind of like, say, you know, like I saw, and to be honest, it's mostly people on the right that were like, oh, of course she's doing that. And I just say, imagine getting up on stage, and then, you know how a lot of people say, first of all, I want to thank God, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, whatever. And imagine all these people like tweeting out like, oh, like fucking Jesus and all this stuff. How dare you? Like, say me, I'm non-religious, but it doesn't bother me. You're giving credence and a shout out to what you believe in. Go right ahead. Why the hell would it bother me? You're not doing anything. You're not affecting me at all. You're not affecting anybody, really, are you? You're just saying some shit that you believe in. So Joaquin Phoenix said what he believed in. He believes in veganism or whatever the fuck. Okay. You know, so I think people kind of need to calm down a little bit. Just calm down. But that was really like the highlight of it. That was really the highlight. There wasn't really much stuff that happened with it. It was, you know, no drama that I really wanted. I know some people were saying some stuff about Eminem. I didn't really care. Anytime I see Eminem, I'm just annoyed by his dyed beard. I really think there's something really rubs me the wrong way with people, with men that dye their beards. And it might be something that's just more because of I wish I had a beard. Like, oh, you're lucky that you have a beard, and I think gray beards are very distinguished and they look great. And I can't grow shit. Like, what you see on my face is what I can grow. So maybe there's a little bit of what do you call it? Is it envy? I don't know if you call it jealousy or envy. I think envious would probably be more accurate. So maybe I have that stake in there. But also, I just think there's something that just looks goofy to me. When you see somebody that's in their fucking 40s or 50s and their beard is completely a solid color from, like, you know, like, look at Eminem's beard. It's like this solid fucking black that you know that's like, where's the gray, bruh? We know how old you are, man. You were like in your 20s when I was a kid listening to the fucking Marshall Mathers LP. As a matter of fact, I remember my friend gave me the Slim Shady LP, and on the disc, I thought, like, what is this, like, weird piece of soap on it or something? And it turns out it was like a pill. It was like a pill that looked like this little monster pill or something. Obviously, that's how young I was. I was probably like 10 or something or whatever. And at 10 or 11. And I obviously didn't know what pills were, drugs were, and stuff like that. So, you're pretty fucking old, bro. You're old. I'd say just accept it. Now, as far as me watching another Oscars, I don't know. Like, I really was surprised that I even like watched this at all. But it just really did have to do with Joker. And obviously, I don't know if there's gonna be anything like that this time around. I have no idea. So at least congrats to Joaquin Phoenix. I'll probably go back to not giving a shit about the Oscars again. One thing that I definitely know that I need to check out is because I've been seeing everybody saying, hey, Parasite is great, Parasite is amazing. And then I just saw one of my friends, Elvis the Alien, I think he did a Q&A on Instagram, and he said, Parasite is 10 out of 10. And then it won a bunch of awards. I think it won like 4 Oscars or something like that. So I'm just like, I already knew a lot of people were saying it was great, but like even seeing this now kind of hammered into my head. I was like, all right, you win, Parasite. I'll take the time to watch it because, I mean, I've been doing so much stuff. I haven't really taken the time to be watching anything thoroughly. It's not sad. It's not bad or anything. It definitely is. I do wish sometimes I had a little bit more time to play games or whatever, but as of right now, I'm saving my gaming for Saturday nights. So I'm streaming every Saturday night around 7 p.m. Sometimes it's going to be a little later depending on if something happens or not, but I'm saving my gaming for that. Other than that, like, I don't really have time to play video games, unfortunately. Like, say, I gotta stick to like a fucking mobile game when I'm like on the shitter or something like that, because now it's just all about editing, going to the gym, filming another video, and just constant rotation. But hey, that's what it takes though. You know, I've been kind of like lazy and just fucking around, and it's like, yo, I can't be doing that stuff anymore. You know, I'm older. I'm an older cat, even though I look really young, and it's just time for me to put in that work. So, you know, fucking fuck the Oscars.